Hari Om to all the divine Atmajyotis and welcome to contemplation of Sri Dakshinamurthy Stotram. Today we will contemplate on 4.1 and 4.2 Nidhaye Sarva-Vidyaanaam Bhissaje Bhava-Roginnaam and Gurave Sarva-Lokaanaam Dakksinnaamuurtaye Namah. So these are the two lines here. Who would like to begin? Sarananji, would you like to begin?
Yeah. Can you just go one slide back? Okay. Okay. Yeah. So this the sloka is basically saying Guru is the one who holds all the knowledge with which he can cure the diseases which are out of this bondage in the materialistic world. More than curing, yeah, he can prescribe medicine, but then at the end, the one who is seeking has to take it with the with trust and follow. Right? It's not about just receiving. Right? You have to also take it, internalize it. And here, the medicine is the knowledge that is being given. So you can get the knowledge, but then it cannot stay as a knowledge. It has to be internalized, and the seeker has to establish that knowledge to recover from this disease of the bondage.
And what is the disease that? So how can
the
medicine
cycle
for all
of
diseases?
Yeah, this the disease is body getting old age, disease, death, and then rebirth. That is one. And the second one is at the mind level, confusion of what am I doing and what should I do. All the confusion of how to face the world, and I'm this limited individual, I have to suffer. Right? So both at the body level and the mind level you're talking about.
Okay. And how do you see the Nidhaye Sarva-Vidyaanaam?
Yeah. Okay. So Nidhaye Sarva-Vidyaanaam is talking about the Guru holds all the knowledge, right?
Yeah, it's like a nidhi of all the vidya.
Yeah. So another way to see is the Guru has all the knowledge. It's up to the seeker to receive also. It's not just and the receiving will be based on you going with that uh, with a big vessel or open mind to receive all. Uh, right? If you go with a small vessel, that's all you can receive. So that way, I can see that like it talks about like in what attitude the seeker needs to approach to get get all that knowledge. Right? Guru has all the knowledge, but and the seeker, it'll be like the seeker has to uh, ask questions, clarify doubts, and it's up to the seeker to receive as much as he can. The the Guru can make it easy to give, but it's up to the seeker to take it.
Okay, so that's how you view it. Okay. Anything further on this?
Yeah, just to talk about the picture, without that knowledge, it is like his own created bondage the seeker is going through. So the Guru is going to say that, okay, yeah, it was never there. So the way you put it, you also drop all that constraints of what you thought you are, the limitedness and the wrong, um, the the wrong knowledge, to finally point that like you are always free. It's just that you use the infinite rope and you got into that bondage. I mean the invisible rope. Yeah. Yeah, Guru to all the worlds is is covering that it's not just this materialistic world and uh, the all the Devalokas and it's covering all the worlds. The knowledge he has covers all the worlds, so that like one uh, one is able to get answers to all the questions about what happens um, based on the karmas, where one goes, uh, right? How one faces the consequences of the karma. So the knowledge covers not just this world, but all other worlds. That's why.
All right. Thank you, Sarananji.
Thank you.
Who would like to go next? Ashwini ji, Shubha ji, Padma ji.
Yes, sir. So, Nidhi means treasure. So, Guru is the treasure of Sarva-Vidya. He has that knowledge, and he is also the doctor of for our doctor who takes care of the sick people. So the disease here, which is referred, is nothing but we all think that we are Jivatma and forget to understand that we are Paramatma. So the suffering continues, and that is when we get into this bondage. So this ignorance or the knowledge that we are the true self is what the Guru is pointing us towards. So he is the one who gets us out of this ignorance and helps us in realizing that we are the supreme consciousness. And to that Guru, I salute, is what the next shloka says.
I'll prompt the same question.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you also express it as Guru who is outside of you.
No, the Guru inside me, I am waking that Guru inside.
Okay. So then, I'll phrase the question in another way. Then does it mean that you have all the knowledge?
If you ask me as the person that Jivatma, what I am now, I don't.
So then what does it mean to be a treasure of all knowledge. Whether you talk about the Guru outside or the you referring to the inner Guru, what is the sense in which it is the treasure of all knowledge?
Yeah, if I think myself as the Jivatma, then I am seeking my Guru outside.
Even the Guru outside, okay, so you take any of the great masters.
Yeah.
They knew few aspects of life. They did not know few aspects of life. So, for example, as an example, I'm saying, Mata Amritanandamayi may not be able to speak Cantonese. I'm just making up. I don't know. Maybe she can. I have not asked. So, what does it mean to be Nidhaye Sarva-Vidyaanaam?
Sarva-Vidya it need not be knowing Cantonese or Chinese or whatever, but here the Vidya referred to is the knowledge of the self, which is.
Then Shankaracharya ji would have said, should have said, Nidhaye Atmajyoti.
Okay, I would like to know the answer, sir. I don't know the answer.
Okay, let's complete. It's
Yeah.
not that, we have an answer. We are discovering as we are progressing through this.
Yeah.
It's very easy to put a question, Shubhaji. The tough thing is, the one who is coming up with the answer.
No, sir. Only when you question like this, we realize what is there, and it makes our understanding better. Otherwise, we don't question ourselves. When these questions come, okay, it can go in that path also. Actually, it helps. These questions really help us in understanding these things better. So,
definitely.
Yes.
No doubt about it. But
yeah,
I am only stating that it's very easy to question.
yes.
There are only three or four things that you need to think about. What, how, why, when, where. So if you put, and then, you can add any anything later. Why is this Sarva Vidya? Why not Atma Vidya? Very easy to ask that question. So that's all it is.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shubhaji. Who would like to go next? Ashwini ji, would you like to? You may have to.
Yeah, disconnect. Yeah. I will have to speak from Jivatma point of view. The Guru is, like Shubhaji said, okay, see, he is the one who we have, the Jivatma has a Bhava-Roga. So to remove from that, that is an illusion that he's different from the self. So the Guru removes the, it removes the Bhava-Roga. So here I see the picture of that camel's rope. I don't know if that is the one. That donkey is tied with the illusory rope, and then one person comes and
there is camel. How can you make it a donkey?
Okay, donkey, camel, Jivatma, everyone. You think you're tied to something, but actually you're not. You think it's an illusion that you're actually tied. You're actually free. So the Guru comes and shows you that you are not actually tied. You are free. It's an illusion that you're even tied in the first place. So I think that is, I don't know, that is what is.
That is the story.
Okay. So can we go to the next?
Now, before we jump there, what is your viewpoint on Sarva-Vidyaanaam?
See, the supreme knowledge is knowledge of the self. Once you know that, everything else is superficial. Whether you know all these whatever languages you know, whatever things you need to know in the world, those are all something which you can learn if you want. Okay, that is something which you can. That is a skill. skill. Some people may be good at science, some may be good at maths. Whatever you need for your survival, it's a skill which you can learn over a period of time. But the supreme knowledge is the knowledge of the self. Once you have it, everything else is, it's only required for your survival. You can learn it, but the supreme knowledge, once you have it, you are peaceful throughout, no matter what. Even if you are a beggar, there are some gyanis who have been, like beggars. There is one gyani I have heard of. She used to stay on the beach and eat whatever is given, all that. But finally, she's a gyani. Internally, she's peaceful. She has that knowledge. Outer thing doesn't matter. Okay, I'm not saying they should be like that. What I'm saying is, finally, what is important is that you're peaceful within, no matter what the outer circumstances. And then the Gyani chooses. If they want to live like a king, like Janaka, they will live like a king. They'll do whatever is required as dharma to perform their duties, whatever is required in that role, what they have come for. So for Loka Kalyana. Or whatever, they may not choose to be a king also. They may just, choose to just sit in a cave also. So whatever is required for them, they will do it. So if they need to acquire any skill, they can do it. But because they are totally involved in what they do, they'll learn that skill also quickly. They will do it. So Sarva-Vidyaanaam is the supreme knowledge, is the knowledge of the self. So once you have it, everything else is, you can gain it if you want, the outer skills.
So
That's
what you are saying is Sarva-Vidyaanaam here is that, they have the ability to gain any new knowledge, is what you are saying.
No, that is optional. The Sarva Vidya is the supreme knowledge of the self itself. They don't, it's optional, Vijayji, what you want to do outside. Like I said, they can live in a cave if they want, if they want to live like a king. Everything else is optional. But main is you're peaceful within, you know the self.
No,
that is the main thing, right?
That is not the question here. The question is, so that's why I use the example. If a guru can speak only, let's say, one language, then obviously
that's a skill, no? If he wants, he can choose to learn another language.
correct.
But he doesn't choose to.
But what is another language? Fundamentally, that's also knowledge. See, skill is, when you start speaking, but there's also knowledge.
There is a limit to that knowledge, Navitji. If I know Mata Amritanan knows only Malayalam, then she can learn. Let's say if she knows, one language, you will not know 1,000 other languages.
Absolutely.
And there will still be a lack. There will always be a lack.
Right? Yeah. So therefore, why would Shankaracharya say Sarva Vidya?
That's what Sarva Vidya is. That is, I feel he's not referring to Vidya as a skill.
No, that's okay. See, at the end of the day, skill is demonstration of the knowledge. See,
so these are knowledges, and I'm not counting these knowledges as knowledge. I'm saying knowing science, knowing English.
Vidya,
you know science, you'll always not know some other language. There'll always be somebody who knows more science than you.
Correct.
Right. There'll always be some lack.
So
what knowledge should you know?
That is being referred here is only Atma Vidya, is what you are essentially saying then.
No, okay. For me, it is the supreme knowledge is, if you know Atma Vidya. Okay. See, there is another way. I see how did Trotakandacharya know knowledge. I sincerely believe if you are a Gyani, you can actually know everything if you choose to know. Everything gets downloaded to you if you just connect to it. That's how some of the gurus will also. How did Trotakacharya get his knowledge with his guru because of Shankaracharya? So if you know the self, you can actually plug into that source anytime and get whatever knowledge you need to know. That is that is how all the I think all the Ayurvedas and all were written. All the rishis sat together and they connected to the self, and that is how they came to know all the knowledge. So if you are connected to the self, you can always get all the knowledge. Ramanujacharya also, he was a Devi Bhakta, and maths used to flow through him. he used to say, he never said, I am doing this. He led mathematics. That is how it was. So that is one way of telling it. Because it may not make logical sense to people. That's why I didn't tell this before. But I sincerely believe that if you are connected to the source, any kind of knowledge that you want will come to you. You just have to connect to the source.
Excellent. Because the framework of the logical senses, we seem to have a student teacher. So you seem to be in the life always learning from outside. So that's the framework of the logical thinking. So in that framework of thinking, you always seem to be, did you learn that? Then, did you learn it from who? So because these are the common questions, the mind has got conditioned into thinking that learning has to come from outside. Okay, all right. So you want to share next slide?
So this salutations to Sri Dakshinamurthy, who's the guru of all the worlds, all the Atala, Vitala, Patala, all the 7 lokas and 7. He's basically the guru of everything. So, yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Ashwini-ji. Padma-ji?
Most of them have covered everything, sir, that I wanted to say. So here, Dakshinamurti is the medicine for all the for the Bhava-Roga. Because the other illnesses of the body, there are people who are available to treat them in our external world. However, even to such a person who is physically ill, if the medicine for the Bhava-Roga is given, because ultimately even the Roga leads to a Bhava-Roga. So if the medicine for the Bhava-Roga is given, so he will even do the acting of the Rogi very well. He will know how to be like a Rogi. So that is one thing. Second is why they say Sarva-Vidyaanaam. Because I think knowledge of self is the foundation for all knowledge. Just like Ashwini ji said, how did example of Totakacharya, I think, was the best example. So Sarva-Vidyaanaam is said because this is the foundation of all the knowledge that is there. This knowledge of the self. So Dakshinamurti is someone who is established in that. And someone who is established in that only can give you that knowledge. It is not available for anyone from anyone else. It is not something by this statement. Again, I don't mean that it is inherent within you. So the guru is within you, but you have to go through certain processes to even or certain suffering, or the Bhava-Roga is essential for you to even start to think about who I really am. So in a way, that Bhava-Roga itself is a guru for you. And the knowledge, the foundation knowledge of who you truly are is the step to all the knowledge that is available. Knowledge in the sense, the physical knowledge that we are talking about. Learning of Shastras, Vedas, all this. So once you are in that, once you are established in that, I think access to other knowledge becomes easier, or there is a way to access all other knowledge. So that is what I think, sir, because the knowledge of self is the foundation for everything else. And knowledge of self is also the medicine for the Bhava-Roga.
Okay, and how do you view that Sarva-Vidya is similar to what Ashwini ji says, is it?
Yeah, like if you have the knowledge of the self, I think other things are accessible to you. Here, if I, okay, if I have to give an example, like, so even when we do when we do Reiki, we practice Reiki, that is what happens. We kind of disappear. The physical person kind of disappears. You have to become a channel for higher things to flow through you. So that moment you are like a pipe. The pipe doesn't have any judgment as to what flows through it. It is only a medium of flow. So I think when you are established in the self, you are like a pipe, isn't it? Whatever comes through you will flow seamlessly. Otherwise, all the conditionings and all the things that we have, that is the blocks in that pipe. So once you are established in the self, the pipe is without any blocks. So everything, whatever is coming through, there is no judgment. It will all flow beautiful.
Very nice. You have
Yeah,
anything
so
to add?
here, Gurave Sarva-Lokaanaam. Again, he is the guru for all the lokas, like Ashwini ji shared. And he is, so if I connect to the self within, so every moment, we get guidance from within. If we truly listen, if we keep aside all the conditionings that are within us, the shoulds and should nots, then I think for us also it is seamlessly available. The knowledge is there. What you have to do, what you should be doing in current moment is always available to us. If only we can take a moment to look within or connect to within. At least that is what I have experienced, sir, through all my sufferings. There was an inner voice which contradicted everything that external world told me, and that is why I am here today. So that is that is what I believe, sir. I mean, see, when we think of a guru, it is within us only. But maybe the manifestation of that inner guru is what is Prabhuji for all of us. So if you want to see the guru walking, talking like us, then I think he is the one. But I think we have it within us. There is something within us which connects to him also when we look at him or when we think of him. So that is who the real guru is, I feel.
All right. Thank you, Padmaji. Hari Om Rupaji.
Hari Om, sir. Hari Om, everyone.
So we are contemplating on 4.1 and 4.2. You might have heard a few of the things that Padmaji was saying. Would you like to share your view on 4.1 and 4.2?
Sir, I have not attended Dakshinamurthy's contemplation until now. So, I don't know if I would tell it correctly or not. Here,
Indina dinave shubha dinavu, indina galigeye shubha muhurtavu. So may it start.
yes, sir. Here in these lines, they are talking about the Dakshinamurti who is there within us all, who is open to the self-knowledge, and that self-knowledge is going to be the medicine for Bhava-Roga. And it is also the Guru who will lead us to the right path in all our lives.
And how do you view this statement, Rupaji? Sarva-Vidyaanaam. he is the Nidhaye, like a receptacle of all the Vidya, meaning something that contains all Vidyas, all knowledge.
All knowledge will also include self-knowledge also, no, sir.
Correct.
So not everyone will be receptible of the self-knowledge.
No, it is not. It is not talking about who is receptive. Receptacle means like a pot. Think of it like for the time being, like a pot that contains something, right? So what is being said is, it's Guru Sri Dakshinamurthy is a receptacle of all knowledge. Is a nidhi of all knowledge.
Does the word receptacle mean receptive, sir?
No. That's not. That's what I'm clarifying. Receptacle means it's like think of it like a container, some kind of a container, like a pot. To hold something. If you have a pot of water, that's a receptacle of water. Like that, Dakshinamurti is a receptacle of all knowledge.
Oh, okay. I took it wrong.
What you are saying is receptive. Receptive is someone is ready for something like that, right? Or the example, your mobile and your tower, it is receptive to the signal from the tower. So like that is receptive. Here receptacle means something that contains.
Okay. Okay. So Dakshinamurti is here referred to as that container which has all knowledge in himself.
Yeah.
And he is the medicine to all the worldly diseases.
Yeah.
And he is also the Guru.
Yeah.
That's also.
So my question is, how do you view Sarva-Vidyaanaam? How Dakshinamurti is a receptacle of all knowledge? What does it mean in your viewpoint, in your context? Does it mean Sadguru can demonstrate speaking in all languages? Is that what is meant here, or what is meant here?
According to what I heard when Atmajyoti was speaking, this knowledge is there in everyone, but Guru is the one who will, Sadguru is the one who will bring this to our attention.
So in that sense, you are also a receptacle of all knowledge. Or one who contains all knowledge.
I'm not talking about all knowledge, but the self-knowledge, sir.
But then why would, that's the question I'm raising. Why would then it be called as Sarva-Vidyaanaam? Why should it have been called as a particular type of knowledge? Maybe Atma-Vidya, maybe Parama-Vidya.
Here, next they are saying that it is the they are talking about the medicine to Bhava-Roga. So,
yeah.
Maybe the self-knowledge is the ultimate knowledge. That is why they are saying all knowledge.
Okay. Okay, so let's take that statement. I'll prompt a question. How do you say to someone that self-knowledge is a foundation of all knowledge? Then you must be able to prove, no, that see, it's on the foundation that the building is standing. That that the self-knowledge is so physics. Somebody will come and say, tell me how physics is, how can I learn physics? By learning self-knowledge.
Uh,
Or do I automatically get physics by knowing self-knowledge?
all our struggles in our life is to be happy, and that bliss can be experienced through self-knowledge. That is why, and that is the medicine to these Bhava-Rogas. That is why maybe here to refer to this knowledge as ultimate knowledge, they are saying all knowledge here.
So you will be blissful, but you will not have the knowledge of physics.
There's no need, no, sir. If one is blissful, then why do we want to? Why would one want to know anything else?
So Prabhuji also has to operate laptop. He also has to upload a PPT. What does he do? I am blissful, but I don't know how to operate PPT. I'm blissful, but I don't know how to drive a car. I mean, the Bhava-Roga is okay, accepted. But what does it mean to say Sarva-Vidyaanaam?
No, sir, I don't know that.
Okay, all right. Would you like to share your view on the next line?
Dakshinamurti is referred to as the Guru here. I don't know why they are saying to all the worlds.
Okay. So, you're not sure how to interpret this?
No, sir.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Rupaji.
To
Sarananji?
all the
Yeah, please, yeah.
to all the worlds means Prabhuji talks about a few lokas. Maybe this world is that loka only there. That's all I can say.
Okay. Sarananji, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, just want to try. So, see, when we are talking about the Guru, he cannot be someone with a limited knowledge. There cannot be something which is outside of him. And we are talking about this Sadguru with his Shakshat Paramatma only. And everything that is known, he is the knower. And so there cannot be some. He is the one. The Sadguru is the one with no boundaries. So there cannot be something outside of him. That is why, like, you put Sarva and put an end to it. That's it. If you say this, then like you can keep on adding A, B, C, D endlessly. Okay, so the one way to the Paramatma Sadguru is infinite, and infinite is Sarva. Done. And as long as one is operating at a mind level, you will be limited with what you are talking. And you get that Sarva after you drop that mind and go transcend. And that happens when the Jivatma merges with the Paramatma. Right? So that's how I say, like, Sarva is the Sadguru Paramatma. Everything came from him only. There is nowhere else where this any type of vidya can start.
Nice. But I'll ask, okay, so then why is, again, we may not have to speak of any particular guru, but take someone, who is speaking in Hindi and has been only communicating in Hindi. So why is that, that guru is not able to communicate in Cantonese or German?
Again, we are seeing through the body, right? So when you are, and also who is saying? If I am saying, I am also seeing through the body, right? So when I am seeing with the limited view, what I will get is the limited. I cannot see the unlimited through the limited.
Okay, so your answer to my question of why that guru cannot speak Cantonese is my vision is limited.
Yeah, the infinite cannot be seen by a finite. The
Okay,
finite cannot
but
specify the infinite.
why does that guru not speak Cantonese?
That's what. So the thing is, whoever, again, when you see someone in the body form, okay, so through the body form, it's the body has still the limitations. Okay, at beyond the body is where the unlimitedness is there. Yeah, so the body still has two hands only. So I cannot say that he's guru, so he can do infinite, even though there are two hands only. No, through the body form, the limitedness applies. So the unlimitedness comes after transcending the body and the mind.
So what are you saying? It's not demonstrable or it is demonstrable?
See, what I say is that that Sadguru or that Paramatma, the infinite only manifested in all these finites. So it is expressing through all the finites. That infinite only is talking Cantonese in one side, Hindi in another side, Sanskrit in another
So
side.
to my question, you will say, go and talk to a person who's speaking Cantonese. That is also Sadguru only.
It is.
That's how it is proven.
So without the Sadguru, there is nobody. The Paramatma we are talking about is there everywhere, in every being. It is just that whether I realize, I realize it's up to the seeker to realize whether it is there or not there. There is not a single drop, single place where he is not there.
Vijayji, what you are doing is you are asking the question whether one particular instrument is a Sadguru. What Saravanan-ji is saying is, from Sadguru point of view, he sees himself in everyone. He sees the person who is speaking Cantonese also as himself. He knows that. So everyone is him only.
So
But if you talk with respect to a particular instrument, let's say Prabhuji, we see Prabhuji as an instrument. He knows he's not. He knows he's everything. But for us, as Jivatmas, we see Prabhuji as an instrument. But what I sincerely believe is he can also do that. He can also speak Cantonese and all. But he's playing his role so well. Whatever role they pick up, they do it. They're amazing at it. They're perfect at it. So his role is, I'm a householder. That is the role he's playing. Because for householder jivas, he wants to teach it. So he'll tell, okay, I'm a householder. So he will show that as if I'm limited. I also don't know 100 languages. I also, he plays that role. He plays it so well that you actually believe it. Oh, okay, he doesn't know so many 100 languages. He is also like me only. And you start believing that. Actually, if he chooses to, he can. Because he's unlimited. Now we also ask all this Ramana Maharshi and all. They actually gurus, when they touch students or something who is not well, the person gets healed. Then why did he not heal himself? Why didn't Ramana Maharshi not heal himself? He could have healed himself. So I honestly believe he could have. He can heal himself, but he chooses not to. He wants to play that role to show everyone that the body goes through disease. The body, whatever the body has to go through, the prarabdha karma, it goes through that. But the question is, at that moment, how was he when he had that illness? Was he crying and scolding everyone and saying, "Why did this happen to me?" Or was he peaceful? This is what he wanted to demonstrate, that no matter what happens to you, to the body, I am not the body. So that's why the disease came to him. He did not heal himself. He wanted to show everyone that this is though the body can go through everything, the supreme self is undisturbed. So they play that role. They can choose to heal themselves. They can choose to talk 100 languages. They can choose to do anything. But they play that role, whatever they have taken up. They play so well whatever they do it for Lok Kalyana, to give a message. Each action they have, what they perform, each word what they say, there is a message for everyone who's there. So, yeah.
Very nice. Wonderful. Yeah. So let's first look at what is knowledge and how knowledge is occurring. So when you look at your own any given moment, this very moment's experience. So for example, how are you understanding whatever I am speaking? So the whole mechanism, the mechanism is, it is at the end of the day occurring as sound sensation reaching your brain, and from there totally unknown to the current science how to explain, something which is beyond the brain, which is a more subtler form, which we call as a mind. So there you will receive the sensation, and there certain searching through your memory happens. And in that memory, if you have heard these sounds before, and if there is a meaning connected to these sounds, you will pick up that meaning and you will say, I understood. But the final stage, I understood. It occurred to me. I know this. I felt it. So these are the various expressions, or I realized it. These are the various expressions to say finally something has become one. Meaning what? It has culminated in creation of knowledge. So the sensation, whatever the sensation that came into you, what it became? It became knowledge. Correct? So the sound that is coming is not remaining as anymore. See, look at the whole mechanism. It's coming as vibrations in the air, and then it is coming into your ear. There it is getting converted into electrical signal. From there it is going into your brain. So in a way, that whatever you call as ultimately the knowledge, it traveled in so many different forms. But where is knowledge? So when it was traveling through air, and it is traveling through air, is there knowledge? When it is traveling as electrical signal, is there knowledge? In one way of looking at it, we may say, yeah, no, there is no knowledge. It's simply electrical signal. Then who made sense of this electrical signal as knowledge? Ultimately, if you ask that question, ultimately, it is you as that divine awareness where knowledge occurred. So what you call as a sight, a sound, a smell, a touch, a taste, it is getting converted into knowledge. So the whole experience of life is Jnana Swarupa in one sense. So life can be seen as nothing but a moment to moment changing knowledge. But where is knowledge occurring? In you. So then the question obviously has to be, how? Because what I'm saying is sound. How that sound is becoming knowledge? Did I pass knowledge? So when you look at it from that me and the others viewpoint, then also, ultimately, we have done this experiment. You go back to being a small baby. How did you ever learn a language? How did you learn the sounds and connecting them to the various expressions and to various experiences of life, various actions of life? Where did all this occur? How did all this occur? Could that have been taught to that little baby by someone else? So knowledge is occurring from within. When it comes in touch with whatever the sensations, the knowledge is spontaneously occurring from within. It may appear it is coming from outside. That is an initial viewpoint. And as one gets established in the knowledge of the self, like how beautifully Sarvanji and Ashwiniji put it, there is no other. There is no other. So the very source of the knowledge is who you are. So whatever you call as knowledge, like how another example that Sarvanji also gave, from where it has come, whether it is Cantonese or whether it is Japanese or whether it is Hindi, Samskrita, German, whatever, right? So from where it has come, what is the source of this? So the self, which is who you are, you can think of it for the time being, let's say as alphabets. When you think of alphabets, one way of saying is, oh, I know only alphabets. But in one sense, if you examine little deeply, alphabet contains, in one sense, all the knowledge that ever has been produced, all the knowledge that ever can be produced. How? Because ultimately, what we call as a book is a collection of sentences, which is a collection of words, which is a collection of aksharas. So in one sense, it is potential. It has a potential. And it already contains, right? So you are that very source of awareness. And you have the potential of all the knowledge. It does not mean that a particular instrument has to exhibit all of it. So the trick was to corner you into asking from an instrument viewpoint. But our Ashwiniji and Sarvanji were able to fight that trick. So the trick is not in limiting yourself to an instrument. An instrument may or may not. Again, it depends upon the, there's a beautiful story from Ramakrishnaji's life, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's life. So somebody came and said, there is a person, Mahayogi, he's able to demonstrate walking on the water. Everybody wanted to go and see him. Ramakrishnaji also went and he saw and he was very happy. He clapped. Then somebody asked him, oh, they say you are such a great guru, but look at him, such a great thing. Then he asked that Mahayogi, so how long you had to practice for this? He said, for the last 30 years I've practiced this. Oh, then there was a boatsman there. He just gave him 5 annas and he was able to take him to the other side. What this boatsman is able to do in 5 annas, and I'm able to just simply use it. Why I should learn it in 30 years? So the point of the story is, he's not demeaning that Vidya. He's not trying to put that Vidya down. He's trying to show our conditioning that, something supernatural has to be demonstrated for us to see the value of Sadguru. That is not necessary. Because at the end of the day, like how beautifully Ashwiniji and Sarvanji said, there is no other. So there is no other means what? Then all the things that are exhibited by all the other beings is in one sense of saying as a statement is your own Vidya, my own Vidya. Is it not? So it is in the latent form, and as need be, whatever is appropriate comes out as the expressed form. But there is a potential for all knowledge. It is said that Upadesha Saram, which was composed by Sri Ramana Maharshi, when he wanted to compose it, he first composed it in Sanskrit. And he's not known to be a Sanskrit scholar. So like that, there are any number of examples that we can take. But in a very simple sense, knowledge is occurring within you. And when your mind is peaceful, when it is not distracted, it can then pay attention and it can start detecting. So whoever you call as a scientist, whoever you call as a discoverer, inventor, musician, who's a musician? Who's a musician? He is able to put certain sound bites together, is it not? But what are sound bites? The same seven swaras. So same seven swaras are there. The same sound frequencies are there. So it must already be there. And he is able to somehow put that together and format it. Why? Because that instrument, that mind has focused on developing that capability. But the potential to develop that is already there within you and everyone else. But depending upon the color of the mind has a tendency. Mind exhibits a tendency, a specific mind. But when that association that I am that specific mind is dropped, there is only super conscious mind. There are no separate minds. The illusion that there are separate minds itself is what? Avidya. That there are separate minds. That there is my mind and your mind and his mind and her mind. Because it's like saying that, okay, I am connecting my laptop to my socket here. So this is my electricity. In a way, that can be said. In a way, if you really examine, from where my electricity is coming? My electricity is coming from KEB. From where KEB is getting electricity? From that generator. So in a way, there is only the huge electricity that is in every other household. It is the same electricity. It is not my electricity. It is that electricity which is everywhere. But I may take a limited viewpoint. I may restrict myself to that limited viewpoint. And that is the conditioning within my mind, my avidya. Yes, Sarunji.
To extend this example, I was coming to this point. I wanted to ask a question, but kind of I got it. Behind this laptop is the internet, which is treasure of all knowledge. But then, like, you use a browser and you go and seek one knowledge there. Like that, behind this mind is the ocean of knowledge. And mind alone is the limitation of what one gets, or like mind basically closes the view to that ocean.
I may want to say it in slightly this way. Mind is not the block. The wrong thinking because at the end of the day, mind is the power through which you express. Right? Mind is the power through which you create. So mind is not the block. It is the content of that mind. And in that content, like how Padmaji was putting, right? Like a pipe, there are certain blocks. So you just have to remove. Pipe itself is not the problem. It's always a pipe. It's always been a pipe. But sometimes, when muck gets collected, that cannot.
Depending on how much you keep it open is what how much you can see.
So
Because
it is an expressive power of the divine. At the end of the day, mind is the expressive power of the divine. It is a Shakti aspect of the divine consciousness.
But
what you are referring as mind is the one who is under the illusion that I am a separate self.
Yeah, the clouded one.
So when the ajnana is there, in such a pipe, there is a lack of flow.
Ajnana is there in the mind, but as you said, like the jnana, that all the knowledge is in one. It is the mind is the one which needs to be cleared to see how, because how much you know, because the knowing happens here, right? So it is about like how much you can clear it. Because where I was going towards is, why is one able to say that, you know what, I am getting it, and another says, I don't understand this. How much ever effort I put, I am not getting it.
No, see, it's like analogy is, when I am involved in only my browser in my laptop, I only see whatever that is being shown on my browser.
You seek and you get what you.
So I may think that this is all internet is. So
Yes.
say, for example, if I go to YouTube and keep seeing reels, I may think of internet as only nothing but reels.
Yes.
That is my limitation in terms of my own understanding of internet and interacting with it. The moment I see somebody else seeking dance, somebody else seeking something else, I can see that, oh, this also is there, this also is there, this also.
That's where the guru comes to say that, no, what you think you are, this is not just true. You can.
You're simply restricting yourself by putting your own misunderstanding as limitation. That's why Ramana Maharshi says, mind is nothing but awareness only, where you have put a limitation. It is not there. It is like my browser is internet. Cannot be the answer, no. What my browser is saying is the entire content of internet is my limitation.
Yeah.
So, sir, when we talk of purification of mind, that is reference with what I am able to access only, correct? Because you are saying one mind, right? One mind, when you say there is only one mind, I don't make sense of it. Like consciousness is one, okay? Mind is one, I'm trying to
What is
understand.
mind? Ultimately, what is mind, Padmaji?
Yeah, it's a collection of thoughts.
Where you feel you're thinking, right? So some place, if I ask you, show me the mind, you'll not be able to show me the mind. But you say, okay, I know mind is there because I can think. What do I think? I think about future. I think about past. I can think. I can examine. So some place where all this is occurring, and an unknown place, a mysterious place. That is what you and I refer as mind. Is it not?
But this reference you are making with an individual standpoint, right? With the instrument.
We'll go to that. So then what is that we are referring as mind? And how do you know that you have mind? Is only because there's a thinking that emerges, a place where you start seeing. Correct? Even when the outside is you close your eyes, outside is not seen, but somehow you are able to see inside.
Correct.
So that magical, mystical, wonderful, amazing, incredible place is what you call as mind. Now you are dealing with that by putting your own boundaries, much like how you have put a boundary around what you call as your house. What is house? It's a boundary that you put in infinite space.
Correct.
It is you who has put that boundary and say, this is my house.
Hmm.
In that same way, what is at the end of the day mind? What is it? What is appearing as the mind? What is appearing as your house? What is appearing as your house is nothing but that infinite space.
Finite space. Hmm. Hmm.
So what is appearing as mind is that divine awareness only.
Hmm. Hmm.
So mind is not separate from awareness or consciousness. There are no two separate things. Oh, this is awareness, this is consciousness, this is mind.
Hmm. Hmm.
Shiva and Shakti are not two. They are shown as two to understand the fundamental aspect.
Hmm.
There is Shiva, the consciousness, there is Shakti, that there is expressive power of the Shiva.
Hmm.
Shakti is inherent in Shiva.
Hmm.
And you take a small slice of it and say, this is my mind. And that you who is taking that small slice is putting the restriction. And Sadhguru's teaching is the one who's putting that restriction is an illusionary entity. And when that illusion completely drops, then there is that infiniteness. But still that infiniteness expresses itself through finite instrumentation. Because there is no way to express infinite other than many finites.
Hmm.
The only way you can become aware of the infinite spaces when there are all these smaller restrictions. Oh, this house, that house, that. So you start seeing that, and then you suddenly can see infinite space. If there was no house, there was no way. If it was only infinite space, no way to see.
Hmm. So, sir, so for understanding purposes, is it correct if I say that a realized person has, I mean, the mind is expanded to how it is like mind, awareness, everything is
Mind-
awareness. So,
Not
Mind
standard.
is in its natural
Ah. Yeah.
sorry.
mind is in its natural state. Means what? There is no conditioning that comes and plays while depending upon the functional requirement. So when Ramana Maharshi had to bring out Upadesha Saram, it came in as Sanskrit verses. And we attribute it to, oh, Ramana Maharshi. So it's like how Sarvanji and Ashwiniji put, it's the divine speaking through that instrument. At any point of time, that is the reality. When you and I think that, you and I are talking to my husband or my wife or my child, who is speaking through them? The divine. But what may happen? That individual, what we call as individual mind, may still be a colored mind. So it is, that divine comes filtered. So we focus on the external. But the moment you take a step back, then you can see the divine only there. Like the example that we keep talking about, the movie, no? What is movie? You focus on what is the image on the screen, then, you get involved with Rajkumara, Bharati, whoever, yada, yada, that characters and their relationship. But what is really there? What is that is appearing as all those characters is nothing but light. So it is always only light. It is always only the divine awareness. It is always only the divine consciousness. There's
So
nothing.
can you say, Vijayji, that basically once the one that's clouding the mind is clear, the infinite just pours out. It is as Upadesha Saram or Vedas. How did all they come?
You experience infinite through finiteness.
Finiteness.
You cannot experience infinite.
Yes, through the finite body. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You cannot, there is no experience of the silence. But, sa, ri, ga, ma, pa, da, ni is experienceable. But that is a part of that infinite, part of that silence.
Mhm.
So in that sense, silence holds all the sounds. Silence has the potential of all sounds that have ever occurred, all sounds that will ever occur. It's already there. It's a potential that is there. But that potential becomes an expressed through an instrument. So in that sense, every Vidya is divine. And Atma Vidya helps you to realize that there is no other source other than the divine only for all the Vidyas. So in that sense, that instrument which knows the Atma Vidya realizes that there is no separation. So all instruments are that divine only. So therefore, there is no more worry or tension about, oh, I know something, I don't know something. That's why Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was not upset by not knowing how to walk on water. But his function in the life is to remove the deep conditioning in the ones who have come to him seeking knowledge. So for that role, he did whatever he did.
Very nice. Yeah. This is a super important session, Vijayji, that way. You can tell anyone that you can learn anything, and like I will tell you the secret. Come.
This we have also seen in, okay, just one thing which I just realized now. These children in the real life also, you see these children who have done these intuition processes. You see, Padmaji maybe will be able to tell more because Aditya has done it. So children, there are these intuition processes like Pragya Yoga, and then Heartfulness also is doing some course. So different even in our, we have Gita Shakti. So there we actually see children blindfolded, they're able to tell colors, they're able to read through books. And also there is foreign languages. There'll be a sentence given in a foreign language, something which they've never heard of, they will be able to tell the meaning of it. There'll be a list of options there, and they'll be able to tell. And then there will be some random facts, some facts which they don't know about, also some very science and related to geography, this, that. Children who are very young, who have no idea about all that, they'll be able to tell exactly the meaning of it, or what is the answer to that question. So what is happening is they're able to through intuition, they're able to tell all these things. So it is possible with the clear mind, you'll know the answer to everything. So maybe
I
Padmaji
think, this requires the childlike attitude, because the moment you put this to adult, then it goes like, oh, really? Then I can do magic. I can benefit a lot. Then that clouds.
No, the moment that comes, it's gone.
Only a child can approach with that innocence to.
Yes.
To
The
be-
moment you think I am doing, it's gone.
Yeah, Sarvananji, so this program is offered only for children. It is not for adults. There is an age restriction there. So they can start from as young as, I think, 3 or 4, as long as you can understand the instructions they give. And it is only up till, I think, 11 or 12 is the maximum that they can go on to. So, yeah, so Aditya did that program. There are certain things that they teach them, which they have to do before whatever Ashwiniji just described now. So that practice is essential for them to do every day. So again, it's
Maybe
like anything else.
I will connect
Yeah,
with you offline. I don't know if we can discuss details in the class. I really want to know.
Yeah, no. So this is available in Art of the Living. It is a program with them, Pragna Yoga, it's called. So they have
Art of Living.
Yeah, Art of Living. Yes.
Even Heartfulness has it. It's called
that's a different program. I think Prerana has done that.
Yes. And we are also offering it as part of I Lead as Gita Shakti. So now we have just started with a few children last summer camp.
But what is
this summer camp again we'll do it.
While one way you show what is possible, but what is the intent behind this?
See, the intention is again the same, no? See, what we do when we are meditating also, as we go deeper and deeper into meditation, your intuitive abilities become really strong. What is intuition? It is something which is coming from deep within, isn't it? Where there is no coloring of mind. There is an intuitive, okay, if I say, what is an intuitive ability? Like most women have it inherent in them. Somebody following them, they can know without actually looking. So there is one sixth sense which tells you, okay, somebody is following you, or it is not safe, something like that. I think women have it inherently. I'm not sure. I'm just saying because I have experienced it. But we have that sense, I feel. So this is nothing, but as you keep meditating, your intuitive abilities become strong because you are going within, you are connecting to the source. So if I see, there is like what Ashwini ji said is something external, but the children who have done this program, their intuitive abilities are really strong. So what is intuition? It is basically helping you in your life, right? In taking the right decisions, in protecting you. Intuition is more of protection also, to stop you from something which is not maybe good for you. So they have that intuitive abilities become more.
Okay.
There are more deeper things like
Basically,
this.
you are increasing the awareness in them. Okay.
I wouldn't say increasing. It is more like reconnecting, isn't it? Like reconnecting to
In general,
your-
like the awareness is
Yeah.
missing because you are just running around. But
So when you are able to tap into it, like we all discussed in today's session, all the knowledge that is there, you have the access to the source. No. So
See,
yeah.
ultimately, what we
I
call
have
an intuition is a spontaneous occurrence of some knowledge, which we cannot express through, oh, I had learnt it,
yes,
right? Like that. So it's like a spontaneous, like a spark, right? It's like a spark. That's generally how we describe intuition, right? In terms of a day to day. I had an intuition. I don't know how it happened, but it happened. So like that, it's a flash in the pan. So this is your inherent capacity. Knowledge is your inherent capacity. And depending upon the amount of restrictions you put on yourself, you are either a small pipe or a bigger pipe.
Yes.
So it is in the size of the pipe that we determine somebody is able to exhibit more and somebody is exhibiting less. But everybody exhibits in certain ways and means and forms and expressions that capacity. And one can continue to hone it, and honing it for the sake of gaining some power means it's a ignorant way of accessing it. It is like the Bhasmasura accessing the power. So therefore, most of the spiritual traditions and the Guru Parampara do not really give a lot of focus on the powers, because powers just naturally come.
distractions.
Distractions. You go sideward. So focus is on realization of the self and to get established. And the focus is on seva. Nidhaye cha. So for that matter, you also might have experienced, there are many so-called supernatural experiences, which you and I cannot explain through our day-to-day way of explaining things. We cannot explain. It occurs. But how it occurs, and why it occurs only when the Sadguru has to remove certain obstacle for the Bandha Mukti. It is not that you receive everything that you seek, but that which is a block for you in your spiritual progress is something that naturally gets removed in association with a Sadguru. because it aids your ultimate progress. So such a thing which may be a big hindrance is where it gets removed. So many people go to, that's why they rush to, realize masters, hoping that, they'll gain money, they'll get position, they'll gain
Sure.
health, right? Which also happens. It's a secondary effect. It's a secondary effect.
Instant solutions. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like if someone is hungry,
Mm.
where is the point of having Atmajyoti? So first that person has to be given food. So if, let's say, in a guru's ashram, if food is being given and no restrictions are there, in a way it is a grace, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you go to any of our, especially the temples in our Sringeri or Dharmasthala, Horanadu, food is flowing. Nobody knows who eats, how much they ate. There is a constant supply.
Yeah.
In Puri Jagannath, it is always said that it is always enough for all the people who come, and cannot really predict. None of the standard management approaches of prediction of the number of devotees who come work there. How all this operates? So there is a magic and mystic and something that is beyond a human's knowledge that needs to be recognized.
Yeah.
When you
And
say
there is
human,
one,
one which is done at the mind level.
A human is who? The one who thinks I am a human, right?
Yeah,
Whatever
things.
shape and form.
Yeah, things. Yeah, at the mind level. Yeah, operating at the mind level. Yeah, Padmaji.
Yeah, no, so I was just one incident which was narrated came to mind, that there was this person who had some kind of illness for which no treatment was working for him. For days together, there were many number of doctors that he approached and for his treatment, and none of it was working. So finally, this guy comes to a master, and he says that, mantra chanting can really help you. So he gives one mantra, and this guy, sincerely, because he has tried every other option and it is not available. So he said, okay, let me try this also. What's the harm in doing this? So he diligently chants the mantras for n number of days. And then one fine day, the same person who gave the mantra knowledge meets this person, and he says, so how are you now? You had come long time back. And the guy says, no, finally I found a doctor who said this is not a problem at all. It was just some vitamin deficiency. And he gave that thing to him. He took it, and the problem got solved. Now here, then that the person who gave the mantra actually goes on to describe that, see, it is the same disease, same kind of doctors only he approached before also. But what was blocking? What was the thing that was blocking the treatment? So actually the chanting of the mantras helped to clear whatever was blocking those things. It probably cleared a lot of his karmas also, because of which he was probably suffering. And when those things got eliminated, he got connected to the right kind of physician who gave him the treatment. Now both understood it from different perspective, right? The person who gave the mantra had a different take on it, whereas this person, he said, oh, finally I got the doctor.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I wanted to say. The limited cannot understand the infinite, unlimited. Whatever I say, finally it will be from my limited view.
And then ultimately, Sarva-Lokaanaam. Where is all these worlds? Where do you carry all these concepts? It is within you. At the end of the day, you have seen the world only in your so-called mind. You have given credibility to the so-called outside world only because you have seen it within you. And And there is no way you can say that it is outside of you. What is outside and what is inside? So what is that, you call as outside? What is the boundary from where outside begins? Where is that boundary? The generally held notion is the body is the boundary. So we speak with reference to the body as a boundary and say outside and inside. Is it really? Where are you seeing even this body? Within you. Where have you seen everything that you've seen ever? Within you. Where is this so-called world? Within you. And depending upon your own color of the mind, depending upon the cultural conditioning, it could be, there is Patala Loka, there is Sura Loka. So you can create any number of lokas within you. And you can create any number of experiences. It can be related to the levels of experience. When you're feeling very down and dejected and totally depressed, it is better to kill myself. Is how the thought process goes. To escape. To kill means what? To escape from that. But where one is escaping, that they may not question. Who is escaping, that they may not question. But I want to escape. I want to escape. But where to go? And who is going? Is a fundamental question that Sadhguru raises. And when you hold on to that question and when you seek truthfully answer to that question, you realize that there is nowhere to go, nothing to do. You are that.
Sir, I think long time back you had shared one video of a lady, recovering from n number of tumors,
Yes.
and she also went on to
Nidhaye.
yes. I think this Saravananji, I'm not sure if you were there, but
I don't
long
remember.
time before. So that is like she came back from coma and almost 99% of her tumors had healed automatically. Nobody knows how. And then she went on to write a book on it. Yeah, so that's a very inspirational thing about. I mean, some may call it miracles, but yeah. So
there is one interesting interview. This is that lady. So see, why I want to show this video is, it shows the power of how we condition ourselves. There are two kinds of thoughts. There is a thought that can push you to so-called naraka.
Yeah.
That can help you to liberate from that naraka. And it is you who's creating that naraka or swarga for yourself. So from that viewpoint, it's very important that, we see this. Now that it has anyway come here in the discussion, I am assuming it is this.
Enjoy full access to GPT-4.
Pop AI is the best thing I found in a while. It's
room. Oh, you're Anita. On hot are you?
Vijay, please share that link.
Yeah.
So last night a friend of mine had called, and he had had a relative who passed away through coma, and he was talking about this, asking me, like, he also goes into this jnana, and like he reads a lot, and then he calls me once in a while to discuss, and like these calls go on for 2 hours, 3 hours, and it's like always I have felt like it's more about he wanting than like he wanting to share. So I just keep listening, and exactly it was about these things, and like I have the answer for him from here.
Yeah. So the thing is, one is any expectation-based approach, may not work.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. Correct. Yeah, yeah.
see, sometimes it is sheer grace that some deeper experience occurs
Mm.
in one sense. Every moment is that a deeper experience. If I open my eyes, chakshurunmilitamena, may my eyes open to the miracle that is now. This moment is also that miraculous. However, depending upon our conditioning, we may be expecting certain miracle. So it may be difficult sometimes to cut that,
Yeah.
right? So some people may agree to this video, some people may not agree, some people may expect similar miracle to happen.
Yeah.
Though Dying to Be Me is not written by Padma Karthik ji, she could have as well written something else, right? So it's a very similar experience which Padma ji has shared with us. Now, from where this grace flows? Within you, which is the source of all the knowledge. So, so what does it mean then? Receptacle of all knowledge. It is already there, but depending upon the conditioning of my mind. And what is that my mind? Whoever I think I am. If I think I am such and such, then that is the thinking that gets deepened in my mind. So depending upon that, then if I have a hard held concept that I can only learn by going to college, then that's all I will be looking at. So like that, it is a self-imposed limitation. But who you truly are is unlimited, is the source of all knowledge. That's what Sarva-Vidyaanaam here means. Nidhaye Sarva-Vidyaanaam. Shubhaji, is that bringing clarity?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Any other questions or any other points? Anybody else? Rupaji, is there anything from your side to share?
No, sir.
Rupaji, dry wood today.
Ashwini, you have anything to share?
No, Vijay.
Padmaji?
No, sir. This video I used to watch every now and then before, because I had something similar when I was in that hospital, but of course not to this extent, like you said. But I definitely knew before I went into my scan that it is not going to be malignant. When I hear her every time say that, I knew I already healed. That makes you fearless beyond something you can describe. Because that day when I went in, I knew that okay, I knew the result already. So when you know the result, there is one confidence you go with, right? So, and I even I was like, okay, I know it now. Let me witness it in the paper physically. It's like that. So it's so inspiring, and I think after that only my question started, like who I am really. So I always think that Bhava-Roga is what brings you to that other side. That suffering takes you there.
Yeah, because the expression is through the biology. There is a feeling that I have to heal the biology.
Yeah.
But who you are doesn't need any healing. And biology healing, like how Ashwini ji put it, in the case of Ramana Maharshi, he could have healed his cancer if need be. But that is
Correct,
not the point of that.
Also to understand that we are beyond that is what the whole thing is about, sir. I feel like that. More than so, then when you understand who you really are, there is no need for you to think about the biology, isn't it? It becomes secondary. It is not your primary concern. Whereas all your life, that is the primary concern, isn't it? All our actions are oriented towards that primary thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
Actually,
you are able to embrace everything that comes in your way.
as she explained, like she said, like there was a need for her to come back, and I guess in case of Ramana Maharshi, um, uh, he was at peace there, and he didn't have to heal and like stay here all the time. The teachings were there, and like he will in the materialistic world, he will live through the teachings always, than trying to maintain the biological body.
Yeah, we can say he was living his purpose only, no?
Very nice. All right. So we are still stuck at number 3. Dakshinamurthy.
Sir, we are famous for this, no? Our class is famous for this.
Then when you get what you want all here and now, there is no need to go to 10 or 100 or 1,000.
A study of infinite through infinite sessions. Is what our sessions are.
Yes, yes. There can never be an end to the study. Correct. All right. So shall we end the contemplation? Hari Om.